The insecurity that you feel in yourself, it's just the lack and the failure to contain the energy that has been given to you since you were born. And this insecurity affects you in so many ways. It affects you with how you relate to people. It makes you regret things that you said. Basically, it makes you overthink everything all the time. This insecurity doesn't let you do the things that you love because you feel like there's something wrong with that. And also, when you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, you also feel like there's something wrong with what you're doing because you're not following your heart. And with your relationships, also. Like, the insecurity doesn't let you express, share love fully. Uh, there's a fear there which makes you doubt, shall I say this? Shall I be seen as too needy? Will I be rejected when I say this to this person? Or even express your feelings that something is not right. So, or just being yourself fully. I remember I was very insecure in my life, but I was the kind of person that pretended to not be insecure. But I used many gimmicks to use this mask, maybe with using, wearing fancy clothes or spending money or being good at something so that I could be better than others. This was my way to hide this insecurity. And there was like a lot of pride that I was trying to keep. And imagine, from this insecurity, it creates this pride to protect this insecurity. And from this pride, then it becomes like a form of arrogance with others, telling people what to do, um, always judging people and making people less than I was in that case. So insecurity is nothing more than you failing to contain your energy. And what do I mean by this? Let's say that you stop overthinking, that you are in flow, that you are not worrying about what other people think about you, that you give yourself the opportunity to enjoy everything that you do without doubting. When that happens, you're not leaking your energy. And when you make that space for that energy just to be there without leaking your energy, you start to feel joyful, you start to feel blissful, peaceful, happy with yourself. And when you are full with yourself, you naturally express what you want, you do what you want in front of others. If you are with the people that you love or the people that maybe with the insecurity you're trying to impress, you you are peaceful with yourself. You don't have any like agenda or trying to improve the situation or trying to control what they think about you. You feel peaceful. For example, in my case, I am not a super extroverted person. I mean, I can be extroverted when I want to, but most of the times I feel like that drains my energy a lot. So I prefer to keep myself in silent. And of course, being in places where there's like a lot of talking or there's expectation to be talking all the time, it's not the best environment for me. Not because what people will think about me, but I just like, I mean, if I want to be holding space for my own silence, then being in a place where it's too loud doesn't make sense in the long term, right? It doesn't make sense or coherent with the inner state of being that I have. So, for example, in the past, I would be silent with my parents, with other people, and it was really awkward. I couldn't let myself be silent because I felt that I needed to say something. I needed to please them or create this conversation or make them like me, really subconsciously. And when this happens, it's it impacts you in many areas of your life. It impacts you in your work, in your hobbies, in your projects, in the other relationships that you have. But most importantly, it affects you in every day of your life. Since you wake up, you start to feel like drained, like there's no energy, that you need to work hard and do your best, and you feel like the world is coming to hunt you. I've seen many kinds of information, of course, online and publicly, that they talk about fixing yourself, that there's something wrong that you need to fix, that you need to learn how to set boundaries, you need to learn how to say the right things and the right words, and all these kind of things like gimmicks and information that is not fully embodied because it's information, right? It's not grounded, it's not there, it's not experienced, as if they are going to give you back the energy that you have leaked through these overthinking patterns, this doubt. When we are naturally complete and whole with our energy levels, in this case, I'm gonna call it personal power, we don't need to question what we do. We don't need even to question our mistakes. Because our mistakes are no longer mistakes, they're just experience and lessons. We see things from a different level. We see things from a level of I am always growing, I am always doing what I want. I am always in the direction that I want to be going. I'm always saying what I want. I'm always expressing my feelings. And I always know that there are no guarantees. That's the biggest kind of confidence, you see, that's the biggest kind of trust. That you can follow your feelings and action and not caring really if the outcome is good or bad. Because you know what you're gonna get regardless if you get what you want or not. So the insecurity already, it's like it faded away, it disappeared because we are in this state of being. You see, we need to feel confident and in trust with ourselves first so that we can actually start to take aligned action. And aligned action is not the everything has the best results. No, aligned action is just feeling good with every step that you take, feeling good with yourself. And by steps, I say expressing who you are, dancing, singing, expressing your feelings. In this case, this channel is to help you find freedom with yourself, to not let the opinions of others and approvals to influence you negatively in your life. So, but it's not their problem. It's not that they are the we are the victims of our lives. No, that's the opposite. You see, yes, maybe we had traumas and old wounds in the past, but that doesn't mean that we are victims of life and that we are gonna be like judging and being guilty and blaming other people just because we were hurt. We are still, if we are carrying with these old emotions, we are still choosing to indulge in the harmful habits. And what do I mean by harmful habits? We have many harmful habits, but it all starts with the mind. And it all starts with the overthinking and the doubts and insecurity with yourself. Because of this lack of an overthinking, lack of security with yourself, lack of trust, you waste your energy. And when you waste your energy, then you start to feel all this emotional like activation and heaviness in your body, which basically you need to feel and sit more with those emotions so that you can clean them and feel good with yourself. But let's say that you don't do that because you don't have either the right tools to do it, or you don't give yourself the space to feel. Then everything that you do starts to feel more uncertain, heavier, and then things don't go in the way that we want because we don't even know what we're getting out of them. We are expecting so much from the things we do that anything is a reason to blame. And this is the critical part, that we start to create judgment and criticizing and comparing ourselves to other people. And that's how we get empty with ourselves and we start to indulge in negative activities, uh, watching TV, without any purpose, being lazy, being lustful, being greedy, being lazy, being greedy, being lustful, being arrogant, jealous, envying others. These are the ones that put us in a really bad position. You see, these are the kinds of activities that take us to a place where it's harder to get out. I'm not saying that you cannot get out. You definitely can get out of those places if you choose to not do it. If you choose to do your meditation, if you choose to do your recapitulation, if you choose to be with yourself and stop doing the kinds of activities that drain your energy, starting by overthinking. Overthinking is the one that drains you really quickly, being anxious with what people think about you in this case. Drinking alcohol, going out with people just because you want this kind of dopamine, any kind of dopamine, scrolling, eating unhealthy foods, or just eating for the sake of eating, that leaks your energy. That's the start of the process of how you doubt yourself and how you let the opinions of others influence you negatively and feel like you're not good enough and worthy. You see? So I share this video because I know how hard it is to want to keep on with your life and find peace with yourself, even if you're doing your practices, your spiritual practices, your inner work. And all this is beautiful because this gives you space for you to contain your energy. But if you don't put to yourself to indulge in the worry, in the overthinking, and in those negative habits, doesn't matter how much amount of spiritual work you do, you still are gonna be touching these depths and bottoms of doubt and insecurity, and therefore feeling like what's going on with your life, basically, and being confused. So, yeah, I have many resources below that you can find, resources to learn how to shift your fears, how to transmute your emotions, how to heal your own wounds. And also, I have a meditation for unconditional love that it helps you to shift your perspective and start to use your energy proactively so you can expand it from your heart. You can look at the link below. And yeah, if you like this video, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like it and to subscribe. My name is Isa and this is Powerful Freedom. Have a beautiful day.